I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Hey, greetings. Happy Monday morning to you all. Hope you all had a great weekend. I had a good one. So Saturday was break even. I lost a little bit of vig with 2-2, but Friday and Sunday were great days for me. Friday was a really good day for me. And then today picked up about 1.5 units. Shout out to the Colorado Rockies at plus 170. Wow, that was a nice one. Also got the Brewers. Brewers came through. I started today off 0-2. It was looking bad. Then I won 3 in a row, a couple big plus money. You'll love to see it. So a nice weekend for me. And you know what? It was needed because this week wasn't great for me. So hopefully got back most of what I lost during the week. I don't think I got it all back. I think it was still a losing week, but had a great weekend. Let's get this week started off properly. Got 12 games. It's not the most exciting slate of baseball games. That being said, I think I do have 4 bets open already. No, I think I have 4. And this is one right here.
Did you get my text? Are you on the same bet as me as my text? I don't want to spoil it for the show.
Oh, I'm going to be because I like cool. That. No,
okay.
That's not.
We'll get to it later. Anyway,
that's one of the last games.
Go ahead.
I bet the Rangers at plus 110. Don't love the spot for Baltimore coming off back-to-back series in Tampa for 4 games, then in the Bronx to play the Yankees. 7 straight road games against division opponents. So we're talking about 7 straight huge baseball games for the Orioles. Now they fly back to Baltimore. You don't like playing these teams coming home from a road trip with no days off. To play the Rangers in, look, it's baseball. There's meaningless games. But a less meaningful game than the previous 7 they just played. So I don't love that spot for Baltimore. Meanwhile, Texas is flying in, but they were just right there in Pittsburgh. Not that New York is any farther or whatever, but they're right there in Pittsburgh. Took a loss to the Pirates. This is actually a more important series for the Rangers than the Pirates were. Than the Pirates series was. So spot-wise, I like it for the Rangers. Not to mention, we don't really know what we're going to get from Trevor Rogers, but he has not made a home start yet this year. I think we have the pitching advantage with Patrick Corbin. Baltimore's been struggling to hit lefties all year. I know they're starting to turn it on, as it was pointed out to me in the voice chat. I know they're starting to see lefties a little bit better, but still not setting the world on fire. They hit Tyler Anderson. Other than that, there's not a ton of lefty starters that they really got to. Kikuchi a little bit. So I still don't fully trust the Orioles bats against lefties. Maybe they're coming around. Maybe they get to Corbin, but I think Texas could get to Trevor Rogers right back. Not to mention Orioles used up a little bit of their bullpen today. Nothing crazy, but they're probably not going to have Baker. It's a guy they like to use. That's really, I'm just grasping at straws here. I think this closes close to plus 102, plus 100. So I think I'll be holding a plus EV ticket when the game starts. On the Rangers. Toast.
I'll just go because I'll be also on the Rangers as well. Also, another thing, Patrick Corbin. I can't really add much. I really like the fact that Kyle mentioned the spot for Baltimore coming off those division series and then first game home off the road trip. That was one of my big things in this game. But on top of that, there's a whole bunch of lefties in that lineup for Baltimore with Holiday, Henderson, O'Hearn, Kowser, and Mullins, and Dylan Carlson can hit from either side. But Patrick Corbin has really good numbers versus lefty bats. So the righties are the only ones you have to worry about. Obviously, Adley Rutschman being hurt is a huge hit to them, not only with their pitching staff, but another switch hitter at the top of that lineup or near to the top of that lineup. So I just think there's I think that Baltimore's kind of being overpriced here. I still think that we still get that Patrick Corbin tax, but I think that he's been just fine. If he gives me 6 innings of 2 or 3 run baseball tomorrow, I would be surprised if Baltimore gets 3 off of him. But if they do, I still think that we're in this game. And then on top of that, I just wanted to mention that the Rangers bullpen, just don't look now, but they've been absolutely fantastic over the 5 or 6 weeks that nobody's really talking about that unit. So the bats are getting better. I have a starting pitching advantage, and I think I have a bullpen advantage. As like I said, Kyle mentioned the Baltimore bullpen. So to get the Rangers at plus money, I love this as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying the Rangers should be favored, but I wouldn't be surprised if this closes at plus 100. So I do think we'll get a little bit of value on this one. Trev, Jen M. from college basketball season is in the comments. He said, and the reason I'm bringing this up is we were just talking about this. Trevor, are you working by candlelight?
No, I just realized I forgot to turn my lights on, so I got to go flip those on in a second here. That should look better. But, yeah, no candlelight tonight. No, I was kind of with you. Kind of like Texas, kind of like the under. Texas top 10 lineup versus lefties the last 3 weeks, and then Baltimore just completely average. And then, Patrick Corbin, he is better against lefties, but on the road versus lefties this year, it's a 262 average, 429 slug versus at home, 0.08 average and a 240 slug. So when he hits the road, he gets hit up by lefties a little bit more. There's no Adley Rutschman for Baltimore, which kind of is a little bit concerning. You got Gary Sanchez back there, which I'm sure he's fine, but
good God,
losing Adley Rutschman.
Gary.
So yeah, it would be
what
Texas.
Is it about Gary Sanchez? He can throw people out, but he can't stop the ball. Is that what it is? What was it behind the plate?
Oh, I forget what they were.
There was one thing he couldn't do.
His defense.
It reminded me of Major League 2 when the dude couldn't throw back to the pitcher.
I don't think that he can throw. I don't remember.
I thought it was he couldn't stop the ball. Like there was just a million.
I think that was it.
I think that he's just not.
He had a lot of pass balls.
Just not a good defensive catcher.
I think that's just
All right, so let's move on. I did bet that one, but I'd say of the bets I have open, that's probably my least favorite. Move on to the next one. They were throwing all kinds of shit around in the voice chat. I kind of disagree. Let me check to see if Sports Science Jacob filled out the picks, because there were some picks thrown out. So the general consensus in the voice chat, based on there was A-Stead in there, Adams Digest was in there, Spoon came in later, Sports Science Jacob Gab was in there, and the basic consensus is they like the Reds to score here on Winans. Which, I mean, I can't really argue that point. I kind of think the Yanks are going to smack Lodolo around personally. So this is one of the games I really don't know. Why don't we let Trev lead off? It's his boy on the mound.
Yeah, it's Lodolo at home. He's not. That is not his forte here. I mean, you look at his home and road splits 5.40 ERA at home versus a 2.30 on the road. He's given up a 270 average, 487 slug at home. Yankees, it's feast or famine with those bats against lefties, and I think Lodolo can get hit up. Not to mention the weather is fucking beautiful. Tomorrow, 95 with wind. It's breezing out 3-4 miles an hour tomorrow to left field. It's gonna be 95 degrees. So it's gonna be a gorgeous day, and it's a great American. Lodolo gets hit up. The Yankees can hit him up. Winans making his first major league start this year, so obviously it's a little scary playing like an over 9.5.
Wait, this isn't his first major. No, you mean this year?
This year, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say
Braves or something.
I was gonna say he's definitely been around. I know that.
No, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I meant this year. But great weather. I think Lodolo can get hit up. I think Winans can give up a few here too. So I mean, Cincinnati obviously taking an over with them is always scary because either they're going to score 8 runs or 1. So that's kind of the problem. But I think Lodolo gets hit up. I think Winans gets hit up, and I think the Yankee bats come to play tomorrow, especially with Great American playing the way it does. And now you're going to be 95 degrees. It's going to be gorgeous to score some runs and hit some bombs tomorrow.
So I want to say I didn't bet this. I think the Yankees win this game. Now, here's the thing. This is a very similar spot to what I was just describing with the Orioles of why I took Texas. The Yankees are just coming off a big series against Baltimore, but I'd rather play a team that was home, starting a road trip. It's a more comfortable spot for me rather than guys that have been away for a little bit, come back home, first time seeing their wives, kids, and shit, especially when they don't have a day off, so it's a little different. But regardless, what I like here is what Trevor said. I like the Yankees to hit Lodolo. Now, will the Reds hit Winans right back? Probably. I don't really. It's the Reds. Who knows? They might score 15. Who knows? But what I like is there's going to be no Pagan for the Reds to close out this game. And I doubt you'll see Taylor Rogers either, which means I don't like Santillan for the Reds. I don't think he's good. I know that he's their setup man. man, if Santillan's coming in to close out this game and it's within 2 runs, I think we're hell alive with the Yankees. So I think this is affordable. I'm not betting this. I'm putting the Yankees up because I think it's an affordable price. But yeah, Yankees are pass. I really don't like how there's no Pagan for the Reds. So maybe they'll have a comfortable lead at that point. But if it's only a 1 or 2 run game, I do not trust. And they don't have Taylor Rogers or Pagan. I do not trust who's going to, like, Suter, Gabal, Santillan, Scott Barlow. I actually like Scott Barlow a little bit. But yeah, the 2 arms I like in that bullpen are Taylor Rogers and Pagan, and we're probably not going to see either of them for Cincinnati. So Yankees are pass. Toast?
Over. I played 9.5 at -120. As far as the Winions, or however the hell you say his name, I really don't know. But he had 2 starts last year with the Braves, faced the Mets and this Reds team as well. In that Red start was at home against the Braves. He went 2 2/3, gave up 6 hits and 7 runs, walked 2 guys. He also got destroyed by the Mets. And then in 2023, his previous start before those 2 starts, he got obliterated by the Nationals. So hard to have confidence in him. This Reds offense has been just fine over the last 10, 11 games. It's the pitching that it rather makes or breaks them. And then as far as the Yankees offense, obviously, I'm not really too worried about them. Their team total is at 5.5 plus 100 or plus 110. I just feel like it's really hard to believe that they don't put some runs off of Lodolo, where he just continues to not pitch well in Cincinnati at all. So he's not getting absolutely shellacked either, but he's also facing teams like Minnesota, Arizona, who I know Arizona offensively is considered really good, but not nearly as much versus left-handed pitching. The Cubs, same type of thing, and then the White Sox. So I do think this is a decent step up in competition for him with the Yankees. So yeah, over 9.5 for me.
Let's move on to the next one. And unfortunately, the next one, I mean,
dude, this price is weird.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean? What do you think?
Okay, because this game opened at, when I first looked at this game driving home today from the beach, it was like Atlanta 135-ish. And now we're sitting Atlanta 122 on FanDuel.
I think that makes sense.
How does that make sense? I mean,
the Mets are like 18 games better than the Braves this year, and they're in the Citi Field. No, I get it. Recently, the Braves have been playing better baseball. Schwellenbach's better than Blackburn. I get that, but let's take a step back and look at it. I mean, we're still talking about one of the best teams in the NL against a team that's well below 500. I mean, we do have to still take into consideration that.
I get that. My point is, why start it in the 130, mid 130?
Oh, I mean, well, obviously they weren't that comfortable with it because they got some action on the other side and moved it.
I guess. I just thought that was kind of weird to see it move 10 cents in 2 or 3 hours, immediately. I just thought that was a little bit weird for me. So
I want to be clear. I'm not saying take the Mets. I'm just saying I don't think the line's weird is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I guess more than weird than I should say, I just wanted to put that out there, that it's moved. So, it would only be the Braves for me. The Braves have been paying me out. I know that it's a love loss between me and Braves Nation, but I've been on their side so far for a couple weeks now. I'm trying to get the numbers. Okay, so I think there's been 1 or 2, but I mean, teams that have to travel off to Sunday Night Baseball I think I'm missing 1 or 2 games, but 3-11 straight up since May of 2024, 1-6 straight up this year. I think, like I said, I'm missing 1 game, and then 1-3 is a favorite this year. So my point is that the Sunday night travel spot is kind of real. I know that it's a small travel spot for the Mets, but I really want to bet the Braves in this situation. I know that Schwellenbach didn't really look good his last start against the Braves, but if you look at before that, I mean, he has pitched really, really well against this team. So I have, including a really good start last year in the Citi Field, where I think he went 6 or 7 innings of 1 or 2 run baseball at max. So I have no problem. This Braves offense has been kicking up into gear as well. I want to bet the Braves. I didn't because I wanted to see what the line does over the next hour or two to see if I can get a better price if money keeps on coming in on the Mets. But not a straight fade of the Mets and Blackburn. I think that Blackburn's going to be better than what he's shown his last couple starts, but more of a bet on the Braves and Schwellenbach in a bounce back spot. But we'll see if I actually bet it or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough to make a case for the Mets here. The Braves just saw Blackburn. Now, the Mets just saw Schwellenbach as well. But, I mean, Schwellenbach's a lot more I'd say, a lot more of a stable option than Paul Blackburn right now. I mean, Paul Blackburn just thrown back into the rotation. I really thought he was going to pitch well in Atlanta in his last start. I don't know if I bet the Mets or I think I bet an under, or maybe I just picked the Mets on the show and didn't actually. No, I think I had the under. I forget exactly what. I thought Blackburn was going to pitch well on the 18th, and I was wrong. He did not look good at all. I guess you could say he's back home in a pitcher's park. I finding hard to make a case for Blackburn to pitch well. I do think I think Paul Blackburn's a pretty solid pitcher. The problem is with those pitchers that come from Oakland. Well, it's not Oakland anymore, but it was when he was there. The pitchers that come from there, I'm a little hesitant to back when they leave. When you have that as your home ballpark, I mean, look at Frankie Montas. I mean, these guys, they look like aces in the Oakland rotation. Bassett. Yeah, Bassett. Well, Bassett's actually had a decent career outside of Oakland, but
not as dominant.
Not as dominant, no. These guys look so good when they're in Oakland, and all their home games were in that ballpark, which is no longer a thing. Paul Blackburn's one of those guys, so I think he's pretty good. I guess I'll say under pay. I don't know.
I don't hate that. I just wanted to add one more thing about Schwellenbach because I forgot to say this. He's had 4 starts against the Mets this year and last year. 1 this year, 3 last year. All 4 of them, he's went 7 innings or more, or at least 7 innings. So he's been very, very good against this Mets team regardless. So I don't know if Soto really moves the needle that much.
This guy, Bryce Pugh in the comments, is right. I had the first 5 under, and it actually hit. And Blackburn gave up 3 runs in the first, and CJ Flip in the Discord was like, first 5 under's dead. And then it was 3-1 after 5, and it hit. You're right. Bryce Pugh was right in the comments. I had the first 5 under, and Blackburn tried to blow it for us, and we still somehow hit it. So he's right. And that being said, Blackburn had a shaky first inning and then actually pitched a couple decent innings after that. But whatever. TV Jones?
Yeah, I do find it funny. You pull up Blackburn's number. He has 108 ERA at home. Just a funny number to see. But yeah, I mean,
he's pitched one
granted,
game, dude.
I know he's recorded one out at home, and he's got 180 ERA. It's just funny to look at on paper. But I know he hasn't pitched much this year. 13 total innings, 7 against lefties, 6 against righties total, but 323 average, 452 slug against lefties or righties, 333 average, 625 slug. You're going to have wind blowing out here tomorrow. It's going to be 85, 87 degrees blowing out to left center, about 8-9 miles an hour. And the Braves just saw him and they hit him up. I don't see why that stops tomorrow. I played the Braves money line also. You just busted his ass. Now you get to see him again, and it's going to be great weather. Yeah, maybe he does bounce back, but minus 125 with Schwellenbach. I had to play that. And then, like Toe said, they are traveling. It's not serious, but they still are hopping on a plane and skedaddling back home. So, yeah, that's how I – skedaddling, yep. Back home here. So, give me the Braves to repeat what they did the other day to the old Pirate here, Mr. Blackburn.
All right. Let's move on. Twins up.
I bet did you really bet the Twins too?
Damn right.
All right. Cool.
Damn right I'm on the Twins. Got a plus 100.
Damn right I'm on the Twins.
They got a better price than you.
Yeah, I grabbed it during the voice chat. I looked at the tool and it said there was a plus 105 available, and then I went to go take it and it disappeared. So I grabbed the plus 100. Yeah, I'm on the Twins in this one. Got it at plus 100, like I said. Look, Seattle's been hitting, and Bailey Ober doesn't look all that great. Adams Digest was suggesting that he might be dealing with an injury in the voice chat. Get all that. It's not really he's not. It's not really a bet on Bailey Ober. This is a fade of Brian Wu in a spot we love to fade him. On the road, number 1, Brian Wu's much better at home in Seattle. Number 2, he's got 5 lefty bats to deal with in this Twins lineup. And this is a Twins lineup that's seeing right-handed pitching pretty well, kind of flying under the radar. This Twins team is kind of hitting right now. I mean, no one's really talking about it because they've been losing baseball games. But, I mean, what was the final score today? 9-8? I mean, they're freaking hitting right now. And if you actually pull up their stuff, I'll pull it up for you guys. Look at the Twins. In the last couple weeks, this is a borderline top 10 lineup. Look against righties. In the last 30 days, this is a top 10 lineup against right-handed pitching, almost top 5. in the last 14 games. And I mentioned Brian Wu. This isn't just this year. This dates back to last season as well. Much shakier against lefty bats. He's unhittable against righties. But a 442 whip, 295 WOBA against lefties. Twins should have 5 lefties in this lineup, including 1, 2, 3 of the first 4 hitters. Wallner, Castro, Larnick, all 2, 3, and 4. And Buxton is up top. So I like the Twins to hit Brian Wu in this one. That's what I like. Twins first 5, I wouldn't be mad at either. Twins team total over, I wouldn't be mad at, although I don't like taking the team total over with the home team. I'm a little worried that the Twins actually used a little bit of their bullpen, but, I mean, they're all going to be available. Varland, Jax, Duran, all available. Those are the 3 I want. On the Seattle side, I'll pull it up on the screen. Bullpen, it's not too bad, but it's not great. I mean, a couple guys down here, Spear, Vargas, 2 of the last 3, they'll probably be available, but just a little bit of a concern. But, yeah, I'm on the Twins plus 100. I wouldn't be surprised if the Twins close as short favorites, probably close it around a pick.
Yeah, I'm on the Twins as well. To the Bailey Ober stuff, I don't think he's injured. Everything that I read about him, as far as what Rocco felt about him and stuff like that, they were really encouraged. I know that he gave up some runs against Cincinnati, I think it was, but I know that they were saying, people were talking about in the voice chat I was listening about his fastball. I mean, his fastball was actually up in that last outing. It was the highest. I think, let me get the date right. May 24th. So he had been throwing. This is the hardest he has thrown in almost a month now. So he was talking about it's just more of his mechanics type situation. But anyway, Kyle mentioned a whole bunch of stuff that I was going to say, but I will say you also have Seattle coming out of, I think you called the hurricane weather in Chicago. I wanted to fade that. Also, he talked about Wu versus lefties and Wu on the road. Wu's also doesn't really have good numbers against this Twins team at all. 2 starts against them, 1 this year, 1 in 2023. Seeing a lot of the same hitters. 10 total innings, 14 hits, 9 earned runs, 10 runs total, only 7 strikeouts and 4 walks. I know that Willie Castro has a home run against him. I know Trevor Larnick has a home run against him as well. We've also seen guys like Cody Clemens hit for power from the left side as well for Minnesota. So I do think there's a lot of advantages for Minnesota there offensively. I don't think that Seattle is as good as what we've seen. It's a whole bunch of Cal Raleigh home runs and stuff that looks really good in Wrigley Field when the ball flies easily, but it doesn't necessarily fly like that in Minnesota. And like Kyle said, Minnesota's been scoring a whole bunch of runs. It's their pitching that's been kind of, I shouldn't say whole bunch of runs, but over the last week, a bunch of runs. It's the pitching that's kind of let them down. I have a hard time believing that continues to happen. So I thought this price was pretty cheap for a Seattle team coming out of Ridley that just looked really good. Now you're getting one of their better pitchers at less than 120. Should be free.
What do you think? Do you agree, TV Jones?
Over. I already bet over 8.5. Square as fuck. I don't care. Bailey Ober's has been not good. He's given up a 50% fly ball rate, 54%, some shit like that as of late. At home versus lefties this season, 292 average, a 500 slug. And then he's going to be going against, five lefties, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 switch hitters with Raleigh and Polanco. So he could have some trouble with that, and it's going to be wind blowing out. Out to right field, 8 to 10 miles an hour, and it's gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow. I think both teams get runs, and like you said, Wu at home, we like him a lot better in Seattle, where that park really suppresses runs. But the Twins pitching staff has not been doing what they're supposed to do. They're giving up a shit ton of runs. I know it's the Brewers, so that makes a little more sense. But other than that game, they got blanked yesterday. They put up 8, 6, 12, 2 against the Reds, and then 5 the day prior to that. They've been hitting the ball. I think Wu gives it up. I think Ober gives it up. Over 8.5. I don't care how square it is. That's what I played in this game.
All right, let's move on. Pirates, Brewers. Trev, Chad Patrick Day? Is that still a holiday?
Yeah, it's a bounce back day. You couldn't script a better team to get right against than the old Pittsburgh Pirates here. On them today. Now they're going to travel. You got to go play Chad Patrick. I know the Brewers traveling also, but 43 runs, I believe, the last 4 games. So I don't know if that's good or not, but yeah, they're scoring runs. They're hitting the ball. Ashcraft, somebody was talking him up in the chat, but he's going to go like 3 innings at most. Like that's all he's done this year. So then you're going to get that Pittsburgh bullpen. I think Chad Patrick bounces back fine. Give me the Brewers -1.5 tomorrow. Brewers team total
That's
over,
a
whatever
bad
you want to do it. It's not bad. Not tomorrow. They're busting.
He
his
goes,
ass.
that's not bad.
Brewers -1.5. Brewers team total over. I don't think you can really go wrong backing them. They're hot right now. Like hottest team in baseball.
I kind of think it's a Pirate spot.
I was gonna say
my
I can't
gosh.
bet it, but I think this is like
too.
Milwaukee team total under type of situation.
Well, I was actually, I don't hate a Milwaukee team total under.
He said, ooh.
What's the price on Pirates +1.5?
Pirates +1.5 is going to get you like even -110-ish. Brewers team total under 4.5, -104 on FanDuel. Would be
This is going to be like 6-1, 6-2 Brewers.
I think the Pirates are going to hit. I don't love how you got the Brewers coming back from a road trip, no days off. Chad Patrick hasn't looked good. He's done.
But hold up. At Wrigley, all right, where the hurricane winds were out in full force this last week, and it was 95 degrees. And then Atlanta got him. Okay, so be it. Other than that, no blow-ups all year. Gave up 3 at most. Other than that, has been like 1, 2, something like that, and then goes
I
to
feel like
Wrigley.
it's been like a month since he pitched a good game, Trevor.
Are you what?
What has it been? 20 days?
I just had his numbers up here. Hold on, chat.
Like
Patrick
18.
here.
Yeah, he pitched a good game against the Padres. In early June, Trevor,
At
you
Philly. At Philly, 2 earned through 6.
That
That's
was when Bryce Harper was out. They weren't hitting.
Oh
him.
my god! Oh, so the Phillies are just one guy. He didn't play tonight.
Did you
They
see
still
how the
put up-
Phillies were hitting that week without him?
He didn't play tonight. They scored 7.
Yo,
I kind of want to bet the Pirates. I'll come right down and say it.
how
GG's.
can get Trevor going so fast? Go ahead, Kyle. I can't. Bet
I kind of want to
this
bet the Pirates. I mean,
I can't bet the
I don't
Pirates
think-
because I don't think they can truly win, no matter what the price. I don't think they're going to win, but I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game that everybody thinks. It'd be under or Milwaukee team total under or pass. But again, I'm not going to bet it.
last two
just
starts, 8.10 ERA, 50% hard hit rate for Chad Patrick. Look at his splits. Struggles against lefty bats. The Pirates have a few of them up in the top of that lineup. You got O'Neal Cruz leading off, Brian Reynolds third, Spencer Horwitz fourth. 3 of the first 4 hitters in the Pirates lineup are lefties. I don't think Chad Patrick's good. I'll come right out and say it. Now, the Pirates' bats are not good either, but they got it going today. I don't know. I think this should be like +140. If I'm being frank. What do you think, Charles?
I can't.
I bet you this closes around +140. So if I place this, I bet you the game will start, and this will be a positive EV bet. Now, will they actually win is a different question, but I bet you this gets CLV if I take the Pirates at +157.
I'll tell you what. If you look on Bet365 in New Jersey right now, there's a +1. They're hanging a +175 unless my things haven't updated yet. So that's like a completely different situation for you.
I'm doing it.
Yeah. So again, I think that 175 is absolutely insane. First of all, that's only on one book. but
Joke of a
still-
line.
Still, I do think that's insane. I agree that I agree that the price is right. I don't know if they can actually win the game. If they do win the game, if they're correct, it's going to be a low-scoring game because that's obviously what the Pirates do is they have a whole bunch of low-scoring games. So it would be under or Milwaukee team total under or pass. I know that Milwaukee's been very hot, but it's also been on the road. Now they're coming back home versus the kind of a sleepy spot versus a Pirates team that's 30 and 48. So I still think that Milwaukee wins. I don't have the balls to bet Pittsburgh, but yeah.
I just did it. I just bet it. +175 I got. After this game, we're going to hear murmurs from Brewers Twitter that Chad Patrick might not be ready. And he might be time to send him down.
He said no shot.
No shot.
If he gets touched up by the Pirates, I'll come on here tomorrow and I will fully admit that Chad Patrick holiday is over.
Clip
But
that.
It's an absolute bounce back day tomorrow.
Clip that right there. You guys just heard that.
Be my guest.
I forget what he said, but he made an ultimatum.
Toast, is that a G Unit hat?
No, this is the new Gonzaga baseball hats, boys.
Oh, I was like, a G Unit hat.
You want to know how many of those hats sold? 15 for the players and then Toast.
My dad got it for me when we did the tour. You jerk.
Diamondbacks, White Sox. I really wanted to grab. I saw Arizona minus 125 or something earlier. I think you could still get that. I flirted with the idea of taking it. Obviously, the status of Corbin Carroll is still up in the air. We don't know if he's going to play. I know that.
Hurt?
Yeah, he didn't. Well,
I missed that.
I think he's dealing with something. Yeah, because he missed a couple of games ago. Now they sat him out today, but they sat a bunch of their pieces today.
Yeah, injured hand. Okay.
Yeah, cool. He's dealing with something. So Corbin Carroll's status is up in the air, but I know you got the Diamondbacks coming out of Coors. That sucks. I get it. But they rested like their main pieces. Gurriel didn't play. Carroll, obviously. Marte didn't play. Yeah, Marte also.
Update on Corbin Carroll. Troy Lavello said that he's going to get an MRI in Chicago tomorrow, which this is the game that we're talking about, just to be sure. His hand is better, and he was an option today to pinch hit, but they didn't need him today. So,
yeah,
sign.
We'll have to wait and see. If Corbin Carroll plays, and you can still now this is I'm throwing ifs in this sentence. So if Corbin Carroll is confirmed that he's going to play, and you can still get a minus 125 at that time, I'd say bet it. It looks like you can get a minus 125 on BetMGM. Everywhere else is minus 130 and up. I wouldn't bet that without knowing. I think the Diamondbacks can hit Shane Smith. Little worried about Erod. The White Sox have been making a little bit of noise against left-handed pitching, so a little worried about Erod. But White Sox used a little bit of their bullpen up today. Remember, they got the win up in Toronto, and that's another thing. You got the White Sox flying home from Toronto. So, yeah, I just think minus 125 is a very affordable price for the Diamondbacks against one of the worst teams in baseball. Also, I like how Diamondbacks are coming off an ugly loss, too, to the Rockies. So, I think minus 125 is very affordable. There's just too many moving pieces right now to actually place it.
I will be on Arizona. It's going to be one of my bets at 125. It was next on my list. The show had to start. But Carroll or not for me. A lot of those guys had the day off yesterday. So, again, they are coming out of Coors, but this Arizona team versus right-handed pitching has been a monster all year. I will give you that the White Sox have been making noise, as you said, versus left-handed pitching, but I do hate this spot. One, Erod's been pitching much better over the last month or so. Road starts against Toronto and Cincinnati are 9 2/3 innings, only 3 runs total. And then he had a home start against Seattle where he pitched really well. So he's starting to pitch better. Arizona's going to have all the major arms in their bullpen rested and ready to go. They didn't use anybody yesterday. I know that they're not a good unit, but rested and ready to go matters to me against this White Sox team that, which Kyle mentioned, used some of their bullpen arms today. Also hate the spot for them. They played a couple series of games at home versus Texas, on the road, ending at Texas. Then they come home to play St. Louis 3 games, and then they go on the road again to play Toronto for 3 games. Now they come back home. That's just a lot of traveling.
Schedule. I was looking at that too. Crazy schedule.
Yeah, just a weird little schedule.
Why would they have the White Sox fly up to Toronto for 3 days and then come back home?
That was one of the things that kind of stuck out for me too. So Arizona's this is going to be the last series on their road trip. So again, even though they're coming out of Coors, I don't think it matters. And I know that Shane Smith has been a guy that we would like to target at least earlier in the year. Coming off a really bad start, had decent starts against Houston and Detroit, but only 3 innings against the Mets, gave up 3 runs. He gave up 3 runs to Seattle. He got killed against the Cubs. He looks decent against the Marlins. If he's not on his game tomorrow, I really think Arizona, with Carroll or not, should be able to take advantage of him. This is one of the best lineups in Major League Baseball versus right-handed pitching. So with the tax bullpen, I think if Carroll gets announced, if we bet this at 125 now, it's probably 140, 145.
I agree.
Arizona for me.
What about TV Jones?
Yeah, it would be an over for me. Eduardo Rodriguez, enough said there. But he's been giving up a ton of fly ball, 51% fly balls those last 3 starts. He's got an 11.5 home run to fly ball ratio. And then if you look at what the last 3 weeks versus lefties, the White Sox, they've got 4th highest fly ball rate. And it's going to be 90 degrees with 12-mile-an-hour wind tomorrow. And then, not to mention, they're not a bad unit. They're 9th versus lefties in WRC plus right now. Just had a 741 OPS. The ISO is only 114, but they're still hitting lefties. They're making contact, getting the ball in the air. Eduardo can't keep the ball on the ground. It's always flying. So I think he can get hit up. And then Shane Smith has kind of started to regress a little bit here, and I think Arizona can take advantage of it. They didn't play – again, there's no Carroll, Gurriel, and whatever the hell the other guy's name is. I forget. Marte didn't play today, so that offense looked terrible. They're gonna. I got to imagine Marte and Gurriel are gonna play tomorrow, no matter what. They just got some rest today, but I think they'll be fine. I think we're gonna get runs here, and then you get the Sox bullpen and Arizona bullpen in this one. So over 9. That's how I would play this. This number is incredibly low for Arizona. That kind of scares me. But I have no faith in Shane Smith really right now that I want to back the White Sox in this one.
Here's the thing. I don't like taking overs in this ballpark. I know that it's we pulled it up in the voice chat. A-Stead pulled it up in the voice chat. It's like they're 23-18, I think, to the over. So there have been overs in this ballpark this season. But as a whole, I don't love playing overs in this ballpark. Actually, the weather looks pretty good here, so yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna. I don't hate it, so I just don't love. I don't play a lot of overs in White Sox home games.
7-4 Diamondbacks win works for me.
I'm on a bet here. This is probably my favorite so far. Actually, I like the Twins. Maybe the Twins is my favorite, but this would be my second favorite. Under. Give me that 9. I bet it. I personally, I would have this at an 8.5 juice to the under, maybe even a flat 8. I don't know why they're giving us 9s, but it's 9s across the board. So maybe I don't know shit.
Juiced with this weather?
No. Either a juiced 8.5 or just a flat 8. Bro, this weather, it's a minus 2% run index. It's one of the lowest on the board. But it's not just the weather. Ben Brown should be fine here. The Cardinals haven't been hitting righties. I know we saw the Cardinals bats show a little bit signs of life, but scored 1 run today. I think Ben Brown should be all right. I'm not really expecting Ben Brown to throw a gem. Not the biggest Ben Brown guy, but I think he can hold it together. And that's the most flimsy part of my under, in my opinion. Can Ben Brown give me a quality start? And I think he can. Because outside of that, I don't know where the runs are coming from here. You got the Cubs bats coming out of Wrigley with 35 billion mile an hour wind blowing out to dead center. Just a completely different environment here in St. Louis. This has been a pitcher's park this year. Liberator throws with his left hand. I mean, out of the last 15 lefty starters the Cubs have seen, they've gotten to like one of them. I'll pull it up on the screen just so you could see. The Cubs have been struggling with lefty starters for a while now.
Look at the names, though. Let's look at the names.
Okay, I'm pull it up. Cubs against lefty starters. Ashby's in the bullpen. He's not supposed to be there. Andrew Heaney.
Been really good this year.
Luzardo.
Really good this year.
Skubal, okay. Mackenzie Gore. Lodolo. Abbott. Palmquist. What are we doing? Liberator's having a pretty solid year. I think Liberator should pitch fine against the Cubs bats, and both these bullpens are rested. And I honestly, maybe it's a little bit of a sell high in the Cubs bullpen, but they've been excellent. The Cubs bullpen are actually first in ERA in the last 30 days, as mind-blowing as that is. So the Cubs bullpen has been great. Cardinals bullpen has been underperforming a little bit, but I think they are a good bullpen, and the Cubs have been awful hitting bullpens. So it really just comes down to Ben Brown. Can he give me a quality start? And if he does, I think this stays under 9. So I'm on this one.
You can go, Trev. I don't know what to think. I definitely do not agree with the under, though. But, yeah.
I bet St. Louis money line minus 103. Ben Brown has been incredibly sharp. Liberator, I like him at home. And like you said, Cubs just hurricane winds in Chicago all week. Now they're going to fly out, and they can't hit lefties. You just went through the list. I believe in St. Louis more to get to Ben Brown, and that bullpen I think is going to regress a little bit too. They're not going to be as elite as they are. I think it's just kind of like a dead spot for the Cubs here. I mean, unless they bust up the Cardinals bullpen late. I believe in the Cardinals offense to get to Ben Brown more than I do the Cubs to get to Liberator and keep scoring runs. leaving Wrigley here. So give me St. Louis here. Birds up.
Toast, you're passing here?
Yeah. It's going to be 100 degrees in St. Louis tomorrow, and I just think that you're asking. I know the number's 9, but I mean, I just think that you're asking a lot from both of these pitchers, Liberatore included. I mean, his last 2 home starts, I mean, he has absolutely got destroyed by Kansas City and Toronto. He pitched well against Arizona, but I mean, on the road at the White Sox, on the road at Texas, on the road at Kansas City. I mean, none of those teams can hit. I mean, he looked decent in a couple of those starts, but I mean, I get that the Cubs are coming out of hurricane winds season in Chicago, but again, it's still going to be 100 degrees tomorrow. And so, and not to mention Liberatore's a little bit worse versus righties. It's going to be 8 righty bats in that lineup for the Cubs tomorrow. So honestly, it would be Cubs team total over or pass for me. Everybody that I know likes the under, so maybe I'm just missing something or overvaluing something. So it's going to end up being a pass for me.
All right. Let's move on. The one guy tried to make fun of us, didn't realize he was making fun of ourselves before. And my bad for making fun of you here, man, but it was just funny. He said, these guys got ads in their videos and they're still betting. Bro, the ads are on your YouTube. So that what you just said is actually to you. You're the one with ads on your YouTube. That's still
no ads on my YouTube.
Mine neither.
It's a game changer when you get that premium.
Yeah, the ads go to you. That's your YouTube. Like no one else has. Those are your ads. That was too funny. All right, Boston on the road in LA against the Angels.
Those are your clicks, bro.
Yeah, like his exact criticism is like to himself. All right, Boston on the road in LA to play the Angels. I feel bad. I don't know who that is. He might be a nice guy. It was just too funny not to say. So, all right, Toast, I like your bet. I personally wouldn't isolate it to just the one side, though. But I'm circling the same thing. But you go ahead. I'll type it up for you.
Boston team total under 4.5 at plus 100. I think this is going to probably close at like around minus 110, which is nothing like crazy, but it's kind of decent in the team total market. I get a couple of things here. I don't want to bet the Angels at this price. I heard you guys talking in the voice chat about it and stuff, and I agree. The Angels at this price is crazy. But I also would say that I know that Jack has been hit or miss at times this year, but he has pitched the last couple of starts really good on the road at Baltimore and New York. 9 2/3 innings, only 4 runs. But more or less, you're getting Boston off of. I mean, keep in mind, we're getting Boston off of what they scored 6 or 7 runs today or whatever it was. They ended up losing that game, but the wins were crazy in San Francisco. I mean, some of those balls were absolutely flying. So yeah, they scored some runs there. They scored some runs on Friday in a weird game. This Boston offense, for me, they didn't do anything in Seattle at all. So really, they had a game today that was aided with wind, and then a blow-up game on Friday. So be it. In a weird spot with Devers coming over and all that stuff, you expected them to get up for that game. So good for them. But to ask this offense to score 5 runs, I think is absolutely crazy. As long as Jack gives me 4 or 5 quality innings of call it 2-run baseball, I think we're going to be fine here because. It's not, again, this Angels bullpen isn't anything fantastic, but keep in mind, this is a very, very AAA-ish lineup for Boston when you really look at them with all these players. I know some of them flash, and I get that Kokonowitz has struggles versus lefty bats. I get that, but Duran is really the one guy that really bothers me. I mean, everybody else, Roman Anthony, Abreu, Mayer, David Hamilton, Mayer and Hamilton especially, I don't really have to worry about. If those two beat me, so but Abreu and Anthony, I mean, really, I mean, it's hit or miss. I mean, it's going to be really hard for them to beat him. And if they do, kind of so be it, because they really haven't been good at all. So I know that Abreu's had his ups and downs, but still, I feel like this is kind of crazy at this point. Also, I just wanted to say, I think that we're overblowing this Angels at home, their bat splits thing. I just wanted to point that out. I just think that it's getting a little bit overblown. I mean, the numbers aren't really that different. I mean, it's kind of there, but if you take a look at some of the pitching that they've seen at home, it would make sense why they haven't been able to hit as well. I mean, keeping Brown, they just saw Hunter Brown. They just saw Hunter Brown at home. They've seen Bryce Miller, Castillo, Kirby. I mean, multiple guys. I'm just saying, I think that we're overblowing that just a little bit. So I'm done now. But I just think that this Angels bat at home thing is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting one. When I first looked at it, I went to the odd screen hoping to see like an Angels plus 120. Obviously, that's not possible. It's much lower than that. So it looks like the market's kind of all over what I was thinking. Looks like the best you can get is like a plus 106. I do think the Angels have a very good chance of winning the game. Like Toast was talking about, I don't really care. Like Kakanowitz, okay, maybe a little bit of momentum coming off the Yankee start, but it's really, I don't think this Boston lineup can hit right-handed pitching, honestly. When I took them today, the team total over 2.5. It's because they were seeing a lefty. I would trust Boston against lefties, not against righties right now. We talked about it, the Boston lineup without Devers in it, the terrible numbers against righties. So I just wouldn't take the Red Sox to score runs against a righty. The Angels have their 3 main bullpen arms all available, which have been surprisingly effective from time to time this year during that hot streak. I mean, the last 30 days, the Angels bullpen, 9th in ERA, 9th in WOBA. Now the xFIP's pretty ugly, but the Angels bullpen has got the job done. So I think Boston's going to struggle to score. I like that, but I wouldn't limit it to just that side. You can get a 9.5 right now. I was really close to placing this one. The graphic says 9, but you can get a 9.5. ESPN bet is a minus 120. MGM is a minus 120. There's a few minus 9.5s out there. I don't understand why we're up at 9.5. I mean, I know Walker Buehler hasn't been all that good, but the Angels lineup hasn't been very good either. Walker Buehler also struggles against lefty bats. He has terrible numbers against lefty bats. The Angels have no lefties. They're a very righty-heavy lineup. So I think if I was to play it, I would just grab one of those 9.5s. I don't have it, but that's what I'd do. Under 9.5 if I was betting this one. What do you think, TV Jones?
It's also not great weather. But yeah,
I'm not
sure. Go ahead, Trevor.
Yeah, but no, granted, okay, it's not going to be 85 degrees out, but it's still going to be 70, winds blowing out to the left center, 8 miles an hour tomorrow. Sun's out too, so I mean, there's that. You don't have any overcast, no clouds floating around out there. It's either Angels money line or Angels over 4.5 for me. I mean, you look at Walker Buehler.
Angels over 4.5.
Yes, you betcha. Let's take a gander here. Mr. Buehler, his road is 9.23 ERA. At Seattle, gave up 8. That's impressive. That's impressive work to give up 8 in Seattle. 5 against the Yankees on the road. At Atlanta, 5. At Cleveland, 3. At Tampa, only 2. And then at Texas, 4. He just gets shelled on the road. Like it's just, it is what it is. Angels have been hitting. They've been scoring. I don't care if they're home or not. I like them to score runs. So I'm not sure if I want to play the money line here. I see plus 111, or if I just want to play the plus 110 over 4.5. But one way or another, I'll be backing the Angels here tomorrow.
All right, let's move on to the last game. And when I made the graphics for the show, there were no numbers available for this. Do we have anything up for it yet?
Nothing that I see.
Oh, no, it just opened. Just opened on FanDuel. It's still colored on Odds Logic. That means
what's the number? What's the number of the over?
8. Flat 8 minus 110.
Thank you. I'll take the over 8 for 100, please. Thank you. Oh yeah.
Should I bet this?
Yeah. I think you're going to have decent weather with the wind blowing out again in San Diego. Kolek is not a major league starter, and you have all the guys from the Nationals who are not only hot, but coming back into San Diego from all these guys that traded them. James Wood, C.J. Abrams. I mean, the list goes on. This is going to be a really exciting game tomorrow. I think we see runs. This kind of reminds me of the Kansas City game that I played over 7.5. I think this game should be 8.5. I think that we're kind of underestimating both of these teams offensively. Washington has really caught fire over on this road trip, especially in LA. It's a short trip, and don't look now, but the Padres have been scoring runs. Not so much today, but previous to today, 5-5, 5-3, 6-3, 8-7. So their offense has been clicking. Their offense has been clicking what?
Well, Kolek splits against lefty bats.
Oh yeah, that's even.
And you have the Nats with a shitload of lefties.
James Wood home run. Yeah, over 8. I thought for sure this was going to be 8.5. Yes, over 8. What's that book on?
What about? I kind of just like the Nats.
What's the price on the Nats? I should have
asked. Plus 138. Dude, The Padres are the worst lineup in baseball against lefties in the last 30 days.
I was gonna say
Or are we gonna ignore this?
I was gonna agree. I don't think that Mitchell Parker is nearly as bad as people make him out to be. On top of that, I don't think that you should be laying anything over minus 120 with this Padres team, the way that they're hitting right now. I know that I've said they've been scoring runs, but the bullpen's been a mess. They've been overworked. They've been one of the most overworked bullpens in Major League Baseball. That's why they haven't been so good. It's just you cannot lay heavy juice with this Padres team right now. No way in hell.
What about a Nats team total over?
I wish there was more lines, but yeah, I will be playing the over for sure.
So should I play Nats or over? What do you think, TV Jones?
Yeah, I looked at it. I thought it was Kolek going, so I'm glad that Toast agrees with that. So it was going to be Nats. You went over it too. Padres versus lefties, absolute dog shit. Currently, right now, Nats are starting to look. Hey, tell me I'm wrong, Toast.
Yeah, but I mean the verb.
Don't got to be so harsh. Yeah, it would be Nats team total over one way or another. I don't want to get in bed with these Padre bats. They're not looking too good, especially versus lefties. I know Mitchell Parker's not sharp, but if there's a spot where he's going to do well, I think it's here tomorrow. So it was going to be Washington money line or Washington team total over. I really wasn't sure.
I'm betting the Nats. I'm taking the plus 138.
138.
I also like to live dangerously.
Let's live on the end.
Let's do it. The Nats hit better on the road. They're loaded with lefties with guys that the team that traded them. Stephen Kolek, who can't get lefties out. Maybe Mitchell Parker gets rocked, and that's how I lose. But I think the Nats are scoring runs.
James Wood, ding dong tomorrow.
Oh my God, you know it's coming. I can't wait. I got batting practice tickets tomorrow. I can't wait to see who's looking good.
Oh, you're going to this game?
Oh yeah. I only took one day off. It's been a long trip. We had to take a little bit of a rest day today. Watch the NBA Finals. Have a little in and out.
Oh, dude, if Halliburton didn't fucking tear his Achilles, that's an entirely different game.
It was a good day for me because I had my OKC future that I thought was going to lose for sure. So.
Yeah, I bet Pacers. And then I saw the Halliburton injury. I was like, yeah, we're cooked.
That sucks. Though.
I just took the plus 138. So I'm in. Everyone, have a great night. New betting league will be up in about 30 minutes. We're starting a new week. Everyone starts at 0. So make sure you submit by 6 p.m. Eastern time if you want to get in on that. Give me about 30 minutes. I'll have it posted. Yeah, have a good one. Remember to bet responsibly. Hit me up if you need me. I'll be up for a while. Talk to you guys later.